All right, finally made it back to the Uintas. Going on the Cuberant Lake Trail. Be a Pass Lake trailhead. All right, there's a Pass Lake trailhead. It was over full. People parked out on the main highway. Had to wait about 10 minutes for somebody to pull out so I can take their spot. But I landed right in there to a good spot for the night. And here we go down the Cuberant Lake Trail. Let's see if we can't find us a camp spot and do some fishing. It is August 2nd, 2025. I'm just starting the trail at 11:45 a.m. It's a lot later than I like to start a trail, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you're busy at home. It's been 7 weeks straight of working every day on that remodel of ours, and I haven't had a chance to get out on the mountain, but I'm taking advantage of that today because I just installed my last little bit of baseboard last night. Painter's gonna come on Tuesday to finish it up, finally be done. There's significant damage on that, water damage accident we had, and affected about half the house, so we had to, re-sheet rock and repaint and re-floors and everything, but finally crossed the finish line. So my whole entire month of July was out of commission. The last part of June out of commission as far as getting onto the mountain, but I'm back. A little bit of a hike to go on here on the Cuberant Lakes Trail. It's about 3.5 miles each way, about 6.7 round trip, depending on where I end up in that Cuberant Basin. I need to get some miles under my feet because in just 5 days, next week, we're going with my boy and neighbor and some of my boys' co-workers, and we're going to go hike Kings Peak. I'm going to spend 4 days, 3 nights up in Henry's Fork Basin. So that should be a fun trip, but that's like 30 miles round trip, so I haven't had any hiking at all, hardly to speak of. So this will be a good trip to break in my new shoes and get some legs under me, so I'm ready for that trip. Crossing my fingers. The weather's good for us and conditions are right that we can do a summit without having to deal with those afternoon thunderheads that like to blow through that high country. Anyway, I'm going to get moseying on down the trail here and see if we can't get a spot here within the next hour and a half and do some fishing. So I'm back. Woohoo! So excited. All right, just a short way into the trail here, there's a junction. That trail there leads to Pass Lake. Back behind me is Pass Lake Trailhead, and to the right here we got the Lofty Loop, which is super popular. Most of that parking lot's full of the day hikers that like to do that loop. And a fair amount going into Cuberant Basin for camping overnighters. Lots of youth groups, hikers, and campers like to go in there. All right, first junction done. Looks like the wildflowers are still hanging on. That's awesome. All right, we got ourselves another junction here. Main Fork Weber River, that takes you down towards Oakley. We're going to be taking Cuberant Trail. All right, I just asked those backpackers heading out how the fishing was. We're carrying poles. And he was walking away, and I'm hard of hearing. I don't know if he said tons or none. I hope it's the first, because I hope I want to catch some fish here. We'll see how it goes. I just saw this group of dads and sons out having some memories, and they said they camped at Camas Lake for the night and did pretty well on some fishing, caught some 18-inch trout to make their trip more enjoyable. That's pretty awesome and encouraging. There's some big fish in here still. That's awesome. Hopefully I can have some luck too, even though I'm going to a different lake. We'll see. I know I'm not working, so that's a bonus. So a little bit about this trail. From the past lake trailhead, you're steadily downward for quite a distance before we're eventually going to make our way back up above that ridge line into the basin there. You got to go down before you can go up. So that just means the hike out, you're going to be going up to get out. Anyway, the views up here are pretty spectacular from that little ridge line there just before you drop into the basin. So it's got a unique picture-worthy spot there. I'm looking forward to that because that's my favorite spot on this entire trail. Is that one spot with the view. It's amazing. On my way here, I was on the highway down there by Heber, passing the Heber airport, and there was a deer freaking out and going down the fence line trying to get away from traffic. And they got this high fence at the airport, and it was trying to get through the fence to get off the road, and it found an opening in the fence and it darted through it. And then the fence caught the deer and made him flip and get tied up in the fence. I didn't see the deer get back up, so I was concerned for the deer, so I called the Heber City Police there to go take a look and see if they can't rescue that deer. So not only was I concerned for the deer, if it did get out of the fence, it's loose on the airport runway, which could be even a worse scenario. So anyway, hopefully they got that figured out. I don't know if they're going to call me back and leave me a message or whatever, but I gave them my contact information. And then I went out of service because I came up into the Uintas. But I don't know. It's a mystery. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of mysteries, this Cuberant Lake Trail, or this basin up here, is well known for a young scout, youth group boy who became separated and lost and never found up here. I think his name was Garrett Bargesley. Anyway, he got his feet wet or something, left the group, went back to camp, and I never saw him again. And the camp was only a few hundred yards away, but somehow, some way, he got lost his way or something. But anyway, this is the within a few weeks of his, I think, 20th anniversary of him being missing, and he's never been found. So, sad story. Hopefully someday he'll be found and his family can find some closure. But another mystery that's up here is, I guess it's known for Bigfoot sightings. So we'll see about that. I'm going to set up the trail camera tonight and see if I can't catch any movement in the night. Yeah, see how that goes. Anyway, Bigfoot's pretty elusive, but who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and see one. That'd be cool. Anyway, some are believers, some are not. Either way, it would be cool to see if there was one. All right, onward we go. Looks like I got my first views at this meadow here. I'm gonna flip the camera around. All right, there's those twin peaks. I think one is Reed's Peak, I think, and I'm not sure the other one, Bald Mountain maybe. But anyway, pretty view.
Wind it whispers through the trees at night, mournful howl beneath the pale moonlight. Knocks on the wood echo deep in the dark. Is it the forest or something with a heart? Stay by the fire or step past the light. The unknown's calling in a voice so bright. Hair on your skin, is a rising full of right. What lies in Cuberant Basin, shadowy night.
All right, now it's time to start the uphill climb. Woo-wee. It's hot out here too. Not a good combo. Uphill and hot.
Footprints pressed in the earth are not fake. Too wide, too deep for any man to make. Eyes like embers, they flicker then fade. A glimpse of a legend that time has made. The woods they hum with an ancient refrain. A warning, a welcome, it's hard to explain. Do you walk closer, turn heel and run? Cuberant Basin holds secrets under the sun. Stay by the fire or step past the light. The unknown's calling in a voice so fright. Hair on your skin is rising full of bright. What lies in Cuberant Basin, shadowy night. The stories they linger in whispers and lore of creatures that roam where man won't explore.
Time for the up.
A shadow that shifts like the clouds overhead. A presence that chills where the brave have tread.
All right, altitude's a real thing up here. Get up above 10,000 feet like this, and if you're not ready for it, it'll kick your butt. Just passed a couple hikers there. One guy's looking like he's in pretty bad shape. Anyway, he says he's feeling better now that he dropped elevation, but hope he gets out okay. Yeah, he said he had no problem hiking up elevation to get to the basin, but once he was there, it hit him hard. He started getting nausea. Felt like he was going to black out. And scared him a bit. I guess they have a way to communicate outdoors, and they called emergency service and said, "We're hiking out." So maybe they'll be waiting for him at the trailhead. I'm not sure, but anyway, he's on his way out. Since he dropped elevation, he says he's feeling better. He caloried up a little bit. That seems to help. So wish him luck. The trail goes right on up. Well, camera don't do it justice, but that is steep. Woo! Steep one. My goodness. Alright. I think I can. Just like the little engine that could. Whew. Alright, I made it to my favorite view on this trail. Oh, heck yeah, look at that. It's fantastic. Yeah, I just can't get enough of that view. It's one of my most favorite views in the Uintas, right there. It's so awesome. Well, the Uintas never fail on producing the afternoon Thunderheads. Look at that nastiness coming this way. Woo-wee. Gotta be prepared for all seasons up here. Alright, we're now coming into Cuberant Basin. It's a lower lake here and a couple of other over here. The main lake's up top there, another one behind it. Anyway, we're gonna go have some fun in here today and tomorrow morning before I head on out. Alright, made it to the first of the Cuberant lakes up in here. I think there's 5 Cuberant lakes. I'm not sure which number, but there'd be the first one. Awesome. That looks fishy. I might have to throw a line in real quick before I move on up to the next lake. Now, if I was a fish and was hungry and predatory, I'd be hanging out by these lily pads and snagging stuff that goes by. Let's see how we do. Long fishy fishy. Time to pop. Fishy, fishy. Yeah, baby. Got one. Brook. Nice. Let's get you out of the water. Woo-hoo. Nice. Ouch. You got sharp teeth, buddy. Got a little brook trout. Heck yeah. Right on. Thanks for playing. Heck yeah. All right. I got the skunk off early. 1 fish down, 1 lake down. Heck yeah. It's beautiful too. Check that out. Awesome. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one. Alright, not too much further up the trail here. Get to the main Cuberant Lake. Woohoo! Stocked with tiger trout. Might have to try to catch one of them this trip. But yeah, this is a beautiful setting for this lake. In this basin here with all the boulder fields behind it and stuff. It's fantastic. Heck yeah. Alright. Made it to main Cuberant Lake. Looks like there's a couple guys fishing the far side there. Try to get a better view beyond the trees there, but before I set up camp, I think I'm going to go down here and try fishing this end of the lake before I hike to the other end of the lake, because it's a pretty good sized lake. So see if I can't land one. The last group that just passed me going out said fishing sucked, only caught 2. So hopefully it's a little better for me, I guess. fishy, fishy. All right, no luck yet at the main Cuberant Lake, but I just had a massive tiger come up and take a swipe at my bait, so I'm gonna keep trying here for a little bit longer before I mosey on down the shoreline and find a campsite for the night. But that was cool to see him come out of the depths and just go right after it, but he didn't hit it, he just went by it. But anyway, they're excited, so that makes me excited. All right, well, I've fished this for about an hour right here, working my way around this shoreline. I've had several hits, but I haven't been able to connect with one yet. Almost, but not quite. I'll just keep trying. They're in here and they're active, so boy, it's pretty spot. Anyway, we'll just keep trying fishing as I work my way around the lake here. Heck yeah. All right, it took a hot minute, but I finally landed one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, fishy, fishy. Come to Papa. Oh, nice tiger. See if I can get him out of the water. Oh, baby. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Woohoo. It's a quick release. Look at that. Heck yeah. Cuberant Basin pays off. Nice tiger. Nice. Heck yeah. This must be Tiger Town down here. I just got another big, heavy lunker here. Oh yeah. Oh, he's bigger than the last one. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, he's a fighter. Yeah, yeah, let's get you out of the water. Woohoo! Yeah, nice. Boy, he's a beast. Look at that one. Heck yeah, that's a big old 20-incher right there. Heck yeah. Can be done. Woohoo! Yeah. I don't think I've ever caught a rock before. Check this out. Heck yeah. That's cool. It's not what I want though. Try again. Must be Tiger Town down here. Been getting a periodic hit here and there along the rest of the lake, but down here has been pretty good. A lucky spot. Oh, fishy, fishy. Well, maybe I scared them all away. Oh, here comes the rain. That's no good. We can catch one more and go get a tent set up. I have to break out my reindeer and take shelter under a tree for a minute. Oh, fishy, fishy, come to Papa. set up and get some dinner in me. Sounds like it's getting real up there in the sky. Yeah. Nice big fish before the rainstorm. Yeah. Looks like a lunker. Oh yeah. I'm fine. Look at that big bad boy. Woohoo! Heck yeah, that's what it's all about right there. Yeah, nice. Do I dare try to get one more before I get rained on? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I guess I better go get camp set up. I don't know if this is here to stay or not. Alright, well that was fun. Alright, let's go get serious about getting camp set up. Woohoo! Alright. Well, it looks like that storm blew by, but no matter, I gotta get camp set up. I was thinking about hiking down to the other lake, but I think I'm just gonna, as long as I'm catching fish here, I'm just gonna camp here, fish here. Heck yeah. This looks like a good level spot in here. I've checked, there's no widowmakers in this vicinity right here that I could tell, so looks pretty safe. I mean, there's a dead tree there, but it's leaning the other way, so should be all right here. I'm gonna get camp set up and get some dinner in me, and then I'll go fish the evening. Yeah, this spot's fairly flat. It's got a ready-made fire pit right there. Oh, it's a nice grassy area to pitch a tent. Maybe up here where it's more sheltered by the trees, that might be a better spot. There's that storm that blew by. I'm sure there'll be more. It's the Uintas.